For most of my life, I told myself that I was lucky. Lucky to have two parents who stayed married. Lucky to have a roof over my head. Lucky to grow up in a family that looked normal from the outside. Whenever something felt off, I brushed it aside. Whenever I felt small, unheard, or invisible, I blamed myself. I convinced myself that families weren't perfect, that love wasn't loud, and that sacrifice was just the price you paid to belong. I learned early how to make myself easier to deal with. I learned not to ask for too much, not to cry too loudly, not to take up space. My sister, on the other hand, never learned those lessons because she never had to. She was the center of everything, the miracle baby, the one my parents talked about with pride and softness in their voices, the one whose mistakes were aphasia and whose successes were celebrated like national holidays. I was the responsible one, the understanding one, the one who didn't need as much. At least that's what they always said. When I was 16, my parents sat me down at the kitchen table. I still remember the way the afternoon light slanted through the blinds, dust floating in the air like tiny stars. "We've been saving for your college," my dad said, smiling like he was giving me a gift. "It's not much," my mom added quickly, "but it's something, enough to help you get started." Enough to help you get started. I nodded, my chest warm with gratitude. No one in my family had ever gone to college. This felt huge, like a door cracking open to a life that might be different. That money became my anchor. Whenever things felt unfair, I reminded myself of. Whenever my sister got another new phone, another expensive birthday party, another second chance, I told myself, it's okay. I have my future. I ignored the red flags for years. I didn't know they were quietly burning my future down behind my back. I found out on a Tuesday afternoon. Nothing dramatic. No screaming match, no confession, just a buzzing phone on my desk while I was half asleep after a double shift. Family group chat, 47 new messages. I almost ignored it. Our family group chat was usually full of nonsense. My mom sending blurry photos, my dad sharing chain messages, my sister posting selfies no one asked for. Then I saw the word venue, then decor, then payments. Confused, I scrolled up. My sister was getting married. I knew she was engaged, of course. She'd made sure everyone knew, but this was different. Screenshots of contracts, discussions about catering costs, my dad typing things like, "We'll cover the remaining balance from the savings." My heart stuttered. The savings? I stared at the screen, my fingers going cold. My mom replied, "Yes, we've already transferred most of it. It should be enough." Most of what? I felt a strange pressure building in my ears, like I was underwater. I scrolled faster, my breath shallow, my mind refusing to connect the dots even as they formed clearly in front of me. Then I saw it. My sister typed, "I still can't believe you guys did this for me," pleading red. "I know it means I won't have as much for college, but this wedding only happens once." I'm tilted. I read that message again and again. "I know it means I won't have as much for college." My chest tightened so suddenly I thought I might be having a heart attack. They hadn't just dipped into the fund, they had used it. My hands started shaking as I typed. "What do you mean won't have as much?" The chat went silent. No typing bubbles, no reactions, nothing. For 5 full minutes, no one responded. Those were the longest 5 minutes of my life. Finally, my mom replied, "We were going to tell you." That was it. No apology, no explanation. Just that, I felt something crack open inside me. Something fragile I didn't even realize I was still protecting. I drove to my parents' house that night. I don't remember the drive. Just the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. The way my hands clenched the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles ached. When I walked in, my sister was there, sitting on the couch, smiling. "Hey," she said brightly. "You guess you saw the messages." I didn't answer her. I looked at my parents. "Is it true?" I asked. My voice sounded distant, like it belonged to someone else. "Did you use my college savings?" And my dad sighed, actually sighed, like I was the inconvenience. "We didn't use it," he said. "You redirected it." Redirected. My mom stood up and came toward me, her face already set into that expression she always used when she wanted to seem reasonable. "Sweetheart, you're still young," she said. "You have time. Your sister needed this now." I laughed. It came out sharp and broken. "You took my future," I said, without telling me. My sister crossed her arms. Wow, you're being really dramatic. That's when something inside me snapped. A dramatic? I said. You knew? You literally said you knew this would affect me. She shrugged. I mean, weddings are expensive. And family helps family. I turned back to my parents. You promised me that money. My dad's jaw tightened. Things change. That sentence hurt more than anything else they said. Things change. Promises don't matter. My dreams were flexible. My sacrifices were expected. They didn't yell. That came later. First, they reasoned. They told me how hard my sister's life had been, how stressed she was, how embarrassed they'd be if they couldn't give her the wedding she deserved. My mom cried. I didn't think you'd be so selfish, she said through tears. We raised you better than that. Selfish. For wanting what was promised to me. My dad leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. You can take loans. Everyone does. I stared at him. You told me I wouldn't have to. Oh well, he said flatly, this is reality. They talked over me, around me, like I wasn't even there. My sister scrolled on her phone the entire time. At one point she looked up and said, if it makes you feel better, I'll let you be a bridesmaid. I left after that. I didn't slam the door. I didn't scream. I just walked out, my chest hollow, my hands numb. That night, I lay awake replaying every moment of my childhood. Every time I'd been told to be the bigger person. Every time I'd swallowed my disappointment. Every red flag I'd ignored because I wanted to believe my parents loved me the same. The next few weeks were hell. They texted constantly. Messages about how hurt they were. How confused they were by my reaction. How disappointed they were in my attitude. My mom sent Bible verses about forgiveness. My dad sent articles about student loans. My sister sent nothing, except a link to her wedding registry. Something inside me finally went quiet. Not numb, clear. I realized that if I stayed, if I kept hoping they'd change, I would keep losing pieces of myself. So I stopped responding. I met with a financial aid advisor. I worked extra shifts. I applied for scholarships. Every step forward felt heavy, but it was mine. The final confrontation happened a week before the wedding. They showed up at my apartment unannounced. My mom looked frantic. My dad looked angry. This has gone far enough, he said. You're tearing the family apart. Softly. I know. You did that. My mom reached for my hand. I pulled away. You're choosing money over family, she said. I looked her in the eye. No, I'm choosing myself for the first time. They left without another word. I didn't attend the wedding. I heard later it was beautiful, good. I hope it was worth it. I still grieve sometimes. Not the money, the illusion, the family I thought I had, the love I thought was unconditional. But here's what I learned. Love that demands your silence is not love. Family that thrives on your sacrifice will never protect you. And ignoring red flags doesn't make them disappear. It just delays the damage. I stopped being the invisible child, and I will never make myself small again.